Hello, this is Roman from Lewitt Audio, and I have the pleasure to show you an extraordinary recording tool which will make you rediscover sound again. Our LCD 540 Sub-Zero is a 1-inch true condenser cardioid pattern recording microphone, and it is actually very special because it's better than human hearing. Why is it better than human hearing? Because the self-noise of the LCD 540 Sub-Zero is lower than the internationally standardized human hearing threshold. That is quite easy to understand if we look at this chart, for example. What we see here on the y-axis is the sensitivity, x-axis would be the frequency response, frequency spectrum, and the black line actually representing the internationally standardized hearing threshold, whereas the green line is the self-noise of the LCD 540 Sub-Zero. And as you can see, it's at any given frequency of the frequency spectrum, the self-noise is lower than the hearing threshold. And therefore, LCD 540 Sub-Zero enables users to record ultra high resolution sonic images. You can basically bring up the inaudible and make it audible, and you can capture all the fine-grained characteristics of, for example, vocals or instrument sounds. LCD 540 Sub-Zero is also one of our flagship models, and therefore it features all the flagship features such as high-pass filters, attenuation, a clipping indicator, functions like clipping history and automatic attenuation. And it also is produced according to perfect match technology, which means that in our factory, every LCD 540 Sub-Zero is calibrated to the very same sensitivity, and therefore the Sub-Zero also is a perfect tool for stereo and surround recordings. The Sub-Zero is available in shops for $699, and it ships together with a magnetic pop filter, which nice and neatly clips onto the dedicated shock mount. And it's delivered in a military-grade protective case. Another product which I'd like to highlight is our LCD 441 Flex. It's a very flexible recording tool. It has a 1-inch true condenser capsule and multiple patterns. When we developed the LCD 441 Flex, we actually took the same approach with our highly acclaimed and award-winning LCD 440 Pure. That is, we took the key technologies from our top-of-the-line models and put it into a very sturdy and compact enclosure. So why does LCD 441 Flex is named Flex? Is because it provides you a lot of flexibility due to its 8 polar patterns. So we have 5 traditional polar patterns at the press of a button. So the 5 traditionals are omnidirectional, broad cardioid, cardioid, supercardioid, as well as figure 8. But we also decided to add 3 reverse polar patterns. And these reverse polar patterns come in handy in various recording applications, such as, for example, when setting up a drum kit with microphones. There's usually a lot of positioning going on, and you need to make sure that everything is phase aligned. Well, once you've done that and then you still want to change something, it's always very difficult. So when you, for example, discover that you want to have more room sound, you can actually, at the press of a button, turn and reverse the polar pattern and flip it by 180 degrees, so you get more reflections from the walls and more room sound and more lively drum sound. Another application would be, for example, if you record a guitar cabinet, where you usually would place the microphone directly in front of the speaker cone. Well, in that case, if you use the reverse polar pattern, the user indications still point towards the users, therefore you can monitor your microphone. LCD 441 Flex is a high-performance microphone with outstanding specifications, same as our LCD 440 Pure. and it is available in shops in March and sells for $399 and comes with a magnetic pop filter as well as the shock mount. The microphone I'm using right now is actually our interviewer. It's with us since last NAMM, and it features an omnidirectional polar pattern and a dynamic capsule. It has a very sleek and slim design. It's unobtrusive, and it also has a very good handling noise, so you won't hear a lot of noise from hands fumbling around on the microphone grip. Also, it has a very special pop filter to avoid plosives and unwanted wind noises. Thank you for your time and attention. Best regards.